Hey everybody, it's Dr. May. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. I'm here to talk about a topic called humility. Okay, so I see this as an important value that we can cultivate within ourselves that could help us just be better human beings, develop better relationships, and even do better in our own treatment and our own life success. Okay, so I want to break it down for you and tell you all the different aspects about humility that kind of cluster around this really important concept and see what resonates with you and what you could take in for yourself. Okay, so let's get this going. All right, I wonder, have you heard of the concept humility before? Well, you might have heard it in certain spiritual circles and things like that, but I'm just going to try to ground it for us today and make it something that we could really use. All right, so first, just to define it, let's go, here we go. Okay, in a sense, it's about realizing your place in this earth. So humility comes from the word hummus, which is not just a chickpea dip. It actually means earth. And so when we realize that we're part of the earth, that we're interconnected with each other, and just a humble, regular person, it puts us in a better perspective. We get ourselves in trouble when we feel like we're the higher power, or we're the be all and the end all, or we're super great and special. But in actuality, we're really just kind of ordinary, and understanding and embracing our ordinariness is actually a really beautiful thing. And when we humbly walk the earth, it gives us a certain kind of quiet power that can allow us to live a better life. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys more about that. Okay, so in another way about not being yourself being the higher power, it's a sense of letting go of your ego. So the ego meaning your defensive structure that you put into place in order to survive in this world. So letting some of that stuff go can kind of put you in your place, so to speak. So one aspect of ego is a sense of entitlement, like feeling like you're special and you deserve special treatment and the world owes you something, right? So walking around with that mindset is going to constantly lead to disappointment because you're always going to expect a lot from people or expect a lot from your life or get frustrated when you don't get it, right? So humbling up a little bit could help in that area, right? If you're working on something or you do something good, remembering that it's not all about you getting the credit. It's just about the good that you do, right? And so long as the good is done, that's the most important thing. Not saying like, oh, this job is not for me, it's beneath me, I'm not going to help around the house cleaning the bathroom because like that's a peon's job and I'm too special for that. Not so humble, is it? Right? So being able to roll your sleeves up and just do what ordinary people do and be okay with that, right? And not say that certain things are beneath you, right? Because if you're just a person who walks the earth, nothing really is beneath you, right? You're just a regular person. Okay, so another thing is getting off your high horse again, remembering you're not perfect, right? If you're stuck in your ego, you probably, are in a perfectionistic mode, like trying to win and compete and be the best. But remembering that you're imperfect is okay. And when you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you're a human. So being able to humbly admit your mistakes goes a long way. I remember when I was in concert band in college, I had a conductor who was a really great guy, excellent conductor, Dr. Boonshaft, if he's out there somewhere watching. But anyway, I remember there was some times when he would actually admit his mistakes to the band, and it blew me away. Like I never had a grown-up in my life, a teacher for that matter, especially a really respectable one, who was able to admit mistakes and say he's sorry to a group of college students. It just blew my mind, right? So we actually could get a lot of respect from people for saying, you know what, that was on me, I'm sorry about that, all right? It's really a very powerful thing to do, but also a sign of your own humility, right? So there you go, admit mistakes. Being open-minded and realizing you don't know everything, trying to feel like you know everything is sort of making yourself the higher power again. So instead, knowing that, you know what, there's a lot I still don't know. I might know a certain amount, right? And I try to be as knowledgeable as I can, but there's always something I can learn from somebody, and you might learn things from the most unexpected people and places, right? So always remembering like there's something I can learn or I don't know it all, and be receptive to information, right? Like I had another video recently about receiving feedback. So it's very tied into that, like being able to hear feedback from people and know like, there's still areas where I could improve, and this person has something they could tell me about my performance, maybe that could be better, right? So that's a really important humility, humble attitude to have. So related to that again, open-mindedness, and almost like a beginner's mind kind of thing. So in an innocent kind of a way, just being open to life, just like a child is just open to exploring and looking at new things and not assuming you know it all already, right? So that's more of a humility kind of a thing, okay? Like this picture, Laurel and Hardy. They talk about one of the qualities of humility is actually sometimes being quiet when it's skillful to be quiet, right? So sometimes it's about being more thoughtful in what you're going to say instead of just saying anything that flies into your head. Like maybe just kind of quietly listen, take in information, figure out, what's the most appropriate thing to talk about. So that's a sense of humility, because it's a sense of like, not everything I have to say is that important, or maybe not everything I say is that nice or that appropriate, right? So sign of being a little more discerning about that could help. Okay, so patience. So not demanding that things go your way all the time, which is a very ego thing, or at your pace, or people behave the way you want them to, right? Just like we want people to be patient with us in our life process and our journey, we could try to extend it to other people, right? In situations, knowing that I'm not the one making the earth spin around. I'm not the God here, right? I'm just a human walking the earth, and the universe is doing its own thing, and I'm just a part of it. So it's important for me to be patient with the universe and patient with the way life runs, because it's not spinning around me, right? So that's the humble position to take. Relatedly, quick to forgive. So it's related to the admitting mistakes, right? So if I hope that people forgive me, it's saying that I know I do wrong sometimes. I know will unknowingly or knowingly say and do things that I regret. And I hope that people will forgive me. And I also realize in an interconnected way that other people feel similarly, that they also make mistakes, just like I make mistakes. And just like I wish I was forgiven by people, other people would like to be forgiven too. And so I'm quicker to let things go and forgive, because I remember that we're all just human beings and we're imperfect. And the more we're able to forgive each other, the more we can move forward in our life and have more peace and pleasant relationships. And of course, relating to our interconnectedness, just being part of each other and humanity, serving other people. I found this quote a while ago, and I'm really sorry, I don't know who said it. I can't find who said it. But just as I was given life, it is life in others that I must serve, right? So realizing that I got this gift of being born as a human being, with this mind and this ability and intelligence. I'm so grateful for that I want to share what I've learned and what I can do with other people, whatever capacity that happens to be. And realizing that we all need to help each other in life to make this life work, right? Just like with coronavirus, we're all in this together, because if we all do our part, it's going to help heal everyone, right? So that sense of like, I'm part of the whole and I need to serve others is a very good sign of humility. All right, and of course, honesty and integrity. So honesty is getting in line with the truth and not fabricating something just to save your butt or to make you look good or to prevent you from looking like you made a mistake. So just being honest. And integrity is when the inside and the outside match. So what you say and what you do are in alignment. And living that way and living your humble life makes you much more respectable, and it makes you feel better about yourself, because that's in line with a really important value. Both of those are important values. Okay. And I think this is the last one. So gratitude. So again, just remembering like all I've been given in this life, all the favors that people have done for me, even when I didn't deserve it, all the good luck I've had, even when I probably didn't deserve it, the forgiveness I received or the second chances I was given. I can be grateful for all of that, and just reminding myself of that humbles me up. It's not that I'm entitled to get all these things. I probably shouldn't even have gotten them, but I did. And remembering that helps to make me humble and grateful. Okay. All right. So that's it. I hope that helped and it gave you some extra dimensionality to humility. So I hope you go and take some of that in and make it part of you so that you could have a better life going forward. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.